Oh my gosh, the season finale of The Village. I feel like this episode gave us all the feels that the first 2 episodes gave us, all the emotions and the excitement and the drama. Katy had the baby, but could there be some problems with it? I guess we'll have to wait till next season to find out, but we're going to talk about everything that happened on this episode right now. Don't go anywhere.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Back.
Yeah, upbeat tune. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We are recapping the season finale of The Village. I am your host, Marie, and I have my wonderful co-host with me.
Hey guys, I'm Carmen. Happy to be here.
What's up, guys? I'm bennyjadams.
So, guys, your overall thoughts on the finale?
Oh my God, it was so emotional.
Yes.
Yeah, I really liked it. They definitely brought it back to when it first started.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fulfillment with the storyline, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, we got to stay on the edge of our seats to see what happens with Patricia.
Yeah.
But it was just a lot and quickly. I was not expecting Sarah to have that baby.
Yeah.
Oh my
Katy.
goodness. Katy.
Yeah.
Katy, why do I still? Why has it been a whole 10?
You know, they do such a good
Episode.
job playing mother and daughter, so you
And
get a
Katy
They
just
do.
sounds like a daughter's name to me. I
Yeah,
don't know.
and then when I was looking at Katy, I'm like, the casting was good because when you look at her, she kind of favors Sarah a little bit. So I'm like, that's how you can kind of get them confused. But yeah.
So Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah's the mom.
Katy's
the daughter.
Katy's daughter.
Yes.
Katy
that was
had the baby.
had the baby.
How far along was she?
I'm gonna
She
guess maybe
definitely
between
wasn't
like
9 months.
she wasn't 9.
She
I'm gonna say
wasn't.
between 6 to 7, but then maybe
She
7
had
to
to be
8
like
because the
7.
baby kind of
That baby
didn't
was
look too
big.
small. Yeah,
Maybe that's why they had to jump to Christmas.
maybe.
Because we were wondering, like, okay, why are we getting Christmas time right
Christmas
now?
time now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Maybe they had to add some months onto that pregnancy.
I guess. Okay. Well, let's get into this episode.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about that, like, why this Christmas episode? But, like, jump ahead with the months to make it make sense to show, like, she was further along than just a few weeks. You know what I mean? Or a few months. Like, she was close to end of term, but not quite.
Well, okay, so she found out at the beginning of the school year, right? So let's say, given maybe she was like
it?
3.
I guess. I really don't.
It was during the
Okay,
school
never
year.
mind.
I don't know if it was the beginning
Yeah, I don't
of
know
the
if
school
it's,
year.
yeah.
But
That's a good point. I didn't
Because
really pay attention
September,
to the time
October,
frame.
November, December, that's 3 months. So if she found out when she was like 3, if she knew like she was
Yeah, they just
gonna
like skip
keep it
ahead
at, like
a few
3
months. Yeah, she knew.
So
'cause
maybe she was
already,
like 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, because she already knew she was pregnant before she told her mom.
Right.
So, yeah.
And she
so,
was
yeah, I
really
said about 6
far
or 7
along.
months. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to make sure, you know.
Get the timetable together.
the story
But yeah, so we're going to break down this episode. We have our special segment, The Village Moment, where we say our favorite moments or quotes from the episode. So I kind of want to, like, I feel like we're going to talk a lot about Katy and the baby and everything.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Pops, and then we'll get to Ben so we can get them covered so we can go in on the drama with the baby and everything. So, but Pops, he has found love again.
He is just so romantic.
Isn't he?
He just scooped up a whole quartet from the nursing home.
But I'm like, not
A
only is he
a live
romantic though, like
violinist.
he's also old school G.
Yeah.
Like he was trying to get the ring from I guess like an old friend, and he's like, okay, the friend's like, I owe you. And Gabe's like, for what? Don't worry about it.
Right.
Like this is something like
Right.
we got going on. Don't
You know, Pop
worry
stays with
about it.
a hustle or two. up
Right,
his sleeve,
right.
So.
Like a plug.
Probably,
He was like,
you
"I
probably
plug."
slid him a couple
Yeah.
Xanax.
I thought it was just such like a sweet storyline, you know? He found his true love, and I'm pretty sure it was hard for him because he had his first wife, and
Yeah.
so it's a big step for him too.
Yeah.
That ring moment was a big moment because I don't think I would have been able to part with that ring if I was Pops. Because let's just say that she turns out to be Gwendolyn Ferrari, ends up being as racy as her name sounds. And she skates off with Pops' ring.
Oh.
It's not worth it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
How interesting would
Yeah.
that be if that happened?
Oh,
I don't see that happening.
That happens,
Like,
right? I
that
hope
would
that
be
doesn't.
crazy.
Yeah, I hope that
That'd be
doesn't
so
happen.
crazy.
That would, right? But that's a
I'm
good
sure her
point,
skating
though.
out of town would be more like a stroll at her age. But
Stop it.
all I'm saying is,
So then they could catch it.
I don't know.
It's a good point, but it's
But
like
he went with his heart.
Yeah, and he had to go to that resort because his son had power of attorney, and he only put him on a budget of like $300 a month, I guess.
That's
maybe.
awful.
So it's like he couldn't afford to get the ring that he wanted, and so Gabe, came up with a better idea. You do have a ring,
He budgeted his own money.
huh?
He budgeted Pop's money for him, right? That was Pop's money, right?
Yeah, that was his
Right.
money, but the dad is like, you
wouldn't
can
let
only
him
get
spend
this,
it.
because he has a power of attorney over him, so you can only get
Why
this
do you
amount.
think people do that? Why do you think people do that?
Well, as we see, like the dad in this situation is just a flat out jerk. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like he didn't want him to leave the home. You know what I mean? And even Pops he's not that down bad to where he needs care 24/7. He's actually, you know what I mean?
Doesn't
He's still
seem like
kind of
he needs
take
care
care of his.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
I
him
would say
need care at all.
the only reason I would say that is just because of his age. You know what I mean? If he has a fall or something like that. But besides that, he's very capable of taking care of
He's
himself.
very
If
resilient.
anything,
Yeah.
he's taking care of his grandson.
right?
His
Right.
grandson's like sleeping on the couch and
Yeah. But I like that. And I liked when he went to Macklemore for the favor. And I liked that he helped him out, to play the violin and things like that. At first I thought it was
Yeah.
going to be the piano.
Yeah, that was cool.
But then I was like, okay, that was nice. And got his old buddies and they're
yeah, it
serenading
was
her.
cool that he like put the little petty bickering behind him.
Yeah.
To live out, because these moments at this age are very rare, I'm sure. So to live vicariously through even like your grumpy old roommate,
You're
I'm
right.
sure
Yeah.
Did you guys think she was gonna say no?
I didn't.
For a
and
split second.
Carmen
I thought
did,
she was gonna say no.
I thought she was gonna be like, "Are you insane?"
Because they haven't known each other that long.
They haven't,
And
yeah.
so I thought she was just gonna
And it
be
was like, as soon as you said that, it was like her facial expression kind of
Yeah.
dropped a little, and I was like, "Oh no,
I
wait,
was
is
like,
she gonna
no,
say no?"
she's gonna say no, but no, she didn't.
She didn't. Yeah,
She didn't.
I guess they both kind of feel the same way. I mean, like even though we haven't known each other long,
he's
how much
gonna
time
move
did
in
we
with
do
her
we
now,
have?
huh?
Yeah, maybe.
So he's gonna leave the village.
or maybe she'll join
They'll
the
have
village.
Maybe she'll join the village.
They'll have. Where she's gonna move into the apartment with the
Gabe is like
grandson?
in the basement somewhere.
Yeah.
He is. He's sleeping on the
She's
couch
like-
in the basement.
But I'm saying that's a lot. So
That
now
is a
perhaps
lot.
you're gonna get married and
Maybe
move
there's
your wife in.
maybe there's a
No.
2-bedroom available in the village.
Maybe. Okay,
They'll just come and visit all the
yeah,
time.
because I was gonna say something else, but we kind of would
Okay.
jump into predictions.
Save it for predictions?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So Ben is having a rough time dealing with Ava being gone. He kind of resorts back to his.
skated on him.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no.
Ice skates.
No.
Right on left
Left
to
him in
Canada.
the dust, right?
Right in time
With
winter.
the ex.
With the ex.
No.
The minute she found out he was married, it was a wrap for Ben.
Deuces,
So-
Ben.
That wasn't the
Deuces.
reason. That wasn't the reason why she
It wasn't the
left.
reason, but he's upset that she left. Didn't really give him at first. She was just gonna be out. I mean, she did. She didn't call until she was halfway to Canada.
True.
Like, you know what I mean? Like she didn't
Get
even.
me.
Yeah.
Let me go. Release me. Forget I ever existed. Go away. Leave. I'm like, damn.
Oh my God.
Okay. Okay, Ava.
I'm actually
Can't
shocked
get
she
you
wasn't in this
citizenship.
episode though. I thought she would have been in this episode. She wasn't in this episode.
I'm just saying. Okay, Ava.
I
We
didn't-
get it.
That's a good point. He couldn't provide citizenship for her,
Right,
so
and
she
she's
did
scared.
call
No,
him.
no, but she left because of her son. She left to protect her son.
She was rock.
She didn't leave.
Rock skate.
It was a little bit of both. A little bit of both.
She
But
roll
so,
bounced.
I mean, you think they should have shown her like in Canada, or like now?
Because she's a series regular, so I just felt she was the only one
Well, we didn't
a
see.
part of the village that we didn't see. Like everyone else was there from every series regular was there from the first episode, except for her.
Good point. Good point. So I'm hopeful that they're will be a season 2, so then we can
Yeah.
see. So maybe
Yes.
maybe the writers were hopeful as well. Like that's a part of the cliffhanger for the finale, maybe.
Right.
So maybe that's why they did that like that. Hopefully, fingers crossed for season 2, because I'm happy and I'm satisfied with this finale. That I am looking forward to more, and I hope that it gets picked up and they give us more.
I am too. I think it was a good show. I mean, it feels like family television.
Yeah.
It's not like Scandal. Like I'm not about to put the kids to bed. Like kids
Yeah.
leave the room.
Yeah.
But I think there needs to be more TV like that. And I think people just feel like, you know, we have to keep pushing this envelope to give you so much drama and so much seduction and all of this stuff. We forget about the kids. Kids can't even like stay in the room for half of the
for
stuff that comes
real.
on.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great family show. I think
Yeah,
it should
'cause
definitely get renewed.
Right, because we grew up on like
It touched
family
on so
style
much-
shows, and that came on in prime time.
There
Like,
were a few slow spots where we were like, okay,
There
we getting to know you guys.
But
Okay.
every TV show I feel like
Yes,
has
it's the
that.
build.
Yeah,
You know?
It
yeah.
has to build. But I do want to see some more racy things. I want to see. Well, I can save it. I'm just getting ahead of
for
myself.
prediction. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll save
All right.
it.
But so how? Okay, so Ben, kind of, I guess maybe a relapse. You know, was in the bar, and I guess like the bar around. I'm like, did the wife live in the same area, or he just went to what was familiar and went to the bar that was back around his house because the bartender called his wife.
Bartender called
come
his
get
wife.
him.
I think that was
Probably was
probably
his
the
chill
bar
spot.
that he would usually go to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so then the bartender, he's familiar with him and
Comfort zone.
Yeah.
He probably was in the neighborhood, you know. Yeah, but that was cool to watch her give his blessings, because it was like, it shows that it really was like he really was cool with trying to move on. It wasn't like he was doing something sneaky or
Yeah.
bad.
Are you
Yeah.
talking about when she was in the church and she was telling him to? Well, I kind of thought at first I was thinking that as well, but then she said something like something about not to let the person you love walk away.
Yeah, like your son would want you to fight for the
and
woman
then
you love.
she walks away. I'm like, huh? Is she talking about herself?
Yeah.
Or...
Plot twist.
Right.
Could be.
We didn't
Could
see
be.
Ava in this
because
last
I did feel a
episode,
little
so-
bit like that was a 2-year-old, and I'm not making light of that situation, but like that was a 2-year-old. So you know what I mean? Like how I kind of felt like, how do you put that on that child to
Yeah.
say that to him? So now that you mentioned that, it probably was like kind of like, think about who you really
Right.
want to be with, you know?
Right.
And then like they had like a little bit of a back and forth because he stayed at the house overnight after the bar, and he realized like she had changed everything out of the baby's room and had given a lot of the stuff away.
Yeah.
And he thought she gave away everything, and there was no memories of the baby. And so then she comes to the church and brings some things that she did keep. And then I think it was like a little bit of a, you know, here's some memories for you. Don't forget what you used to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and I want you to be happy, but make sure you know where happy is.
You think?
Ooh.
Plot twist.
Maybe we'll see her
Because she
next
didn't have to
season.
show up.
Yeah.
I was
She
out
didn't
of
have to come
here,
to the
and I
bar.
was gonna try to come back, and Ben
Oh.
gonna be like, skirt, back with my wife.
No.
I wouldn't mind a love
Oh my
triangle
gosh.
there. I wouldn't mind a love triangle there. Like,
She is not Team Ava.
That's good.
whatsoever.
That's good
Yeah.
drama. That would
Yeah.
be good drama.
because I don't, yeah, like you said, so I don't think she's walking away like too easily, the wife. So
Yeah.
we'll see. NBC, let's get this picked up. Okay, let's go to milk and butter. The baby.
Child, the baby
man.
then came, baby.
Ooh-wee.
The whole baby then came.
I was nervous the whole time. I think I was like, this is where like when people like they write the story well and it's acted well, because I felt like, oh, the baby was going to be okay. Like from the last episode, we're like, oh, she's having some troubles, but that baby's going to be okay. But even in this episode, it was like, well, is the baby going to be okay?
Yeah.
What's going on? You know what I mean? So they brought it back to make you feel and make you question, well, maybe not. You know what I mean? Because then she was in the hospital, everything seemed okay, and she wakes up the next morning in pain, and she knew right away as soon as she woke up something wasn't right. Like the
Right.
monitors weren't going off or anything yet, and she
just
knew.
didn't feel good.
Yeah,
She felt
Right.
the baby was coming out.
Yeah, they did.
It was real dramatic. It was real dramatic.
They did a
whole
really
thing.
good job just by I was just going back and forth, you know, is this baby gonna live? Like, is it not gonna live? I knew that it was gonna live during the part where Patricia is praying. And so that's how like I knew, like, okay, I have a feeling this baby's gonna survive.
Yeah.
Why does Patricia feel like she's gonna die? Because I'm like, Patricia, why do you feel like it has to be you or the baby? When she was praying, I was a little bit like, I get it. Like, I think super nervous, major surgery, hysterectomy, and cancer.
Yeah, and because like they were saying, like she's high risk for the surgery. Like infection is greater for her. She could possibly bleed out. Like that, all that is greater for her. So I guess she felt in that moment, maybe she felt selfish to pray for herself. But and her safety and her and to be able to pull through, just make the baby okay. That's my focus.
Isn't it scary though? Like you going under. I had mentioned while we were watching, like going under while a baby is coming in, because like a lot of times when somebody passes, a baby comes, or vice versa. So like that's scary to not know if she's gonna wake back up or not. But I think she's gonna wake up fine.
Yeah, and the baby was actually here.
She's too strong of a character to just lose her right
That's
now.
I was thinking like, oh, are they gonna pull this card? But I don't think so. And she
unless it's got another show lined up or something.
Maybe, but I feel like with the whole like maybe the transfer of life and everything, that could have been also a part of why she wanted to wait. Like she wanted to wait for the surgery until, well, just like make sure the baby is here. She wanted to wait for the baby to be born before she went into her surgery.
That makes sense.
So then therefore that's like, the baby's here already, so it's not a transfer. Like maybe we're okay with that. So yeah, but
sis was about to be reincarnated.
She'll make it.
She'll make it, but that would have been.
That would have been. She was about to be.
That would have been crazy.
If the writers would have made her go to surgery on time, who knows?
That would have been crazy.
Yeah, or you never know.
I'm just being extra.
It could be that type of
like
show.
Right. It could have been that type of show.
Yeah.
Man, but. It's not, because like we said, the baby was born, then Patricia went under. But before we get too deep into talking about the baby and Patricia and everybody, let's get a message from our network real quick.
Yes, so we here at AfterBuzz TV want to thank you for making us the ESPN a TV talk. And in order for us to grow even more, we need your help. So if you're on YouTube right now, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a 5-star. And if you're listening to us or watching us, go ahead and leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. We always want to know. Working at AfterBuzz means so much to us, and we just want to continue to learn and grow and continue to give you guys amazing content. So keep watching and keep enjoying.
Yes, guys, thank you so much. And shout out to you guys that are in the chat. Of course, our favorite, Mion134, you are always in the chat with us. We got a few more people out in the chat as well tonight. We have Chelms90 and Kennedy Pickier. Yep, Kennedy. Yep.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Hey! So back to Katy and the baby and everything.
Season finale, y'all.
Season finale. So Sarah is actually on a date with the building owner when Katy goes to the hospital. And at first, I thought this was going to create even more of like a rift between them. Yeah, because it was going to be like, oh, you weren't there for me when I needed you kind of thing. Because I was very nervous about the fact that she was not paying attention to that phone. Not that she had to be. It wasn't, it didn't seem like there was an issue. She didn't know about her getting hit by the biker. Yeah. So it's not like, oh, I need to be by my phone. We're not there yet. It's not the 9th month. Right. So she didn't have to pay attention to the phone that hard, but it was just making me nervous. Like your daughter's blowing you up. Now Nick is blowing you up. Like everyone is calling and you don't know yet, So like, did you guys think it was going to go to the point where like maybe they were going to kind of go through all this and not have Sarah be there?
With the storyline, I'm kind of annoyed with Sarah dating other men.
Really?
What? Why?
Yeah, I'm just to the point where I want to see this thing with her and Nick happen. And the tease with it happening was like, it was cool, but I just wanted to see more from them. Like, they have too much of a history. And it's like, now she's just playing with my man Nick's feelings. Like, at this point, I just feel like she's treating him like a baby daddy. Like, oh, he'll be there. He ain't going nowhere. So
really?
Stop bringing these men in front of him.
Yeah, I mean,
What is she supposed to do, though?
Right? Mama gotta have a life, too.
He got feelings, though, and they have a complicated situation. Like,
they do.
Steer clear of the village.
But Nick brought Amy around her.
But he got rid of Amy.
But you still brought her around.
Still brought her around. And then they
But that
weren't
was
really
before they had a whole make-out, steamy sex scene
and then
in the chair.
They had that, and then they had their little falling out. Like, they came back together, but just as much as to be cordial and to try to, like, you know what I mean, work this out.
Like,
but
another one.
I guess she feels like I have to move on.
Him too now.
Yeah, and then he said he was leaving. You know, he like had the job.
He would have. I thought about that leaving situation. He would have been a real jerk. He can't leave now.
No, he can't leave now.
You can't leave now, Nick. But he would have been a real jerk if he had left. Like, how could you even let Katy Sarah push you away?
Yeah.
You got a grandbaby on the way. You didn't get a chance to raise your own daughter. How could you skate out on the grandbaby? You can't go anywhere.
And that's why Ron said, because Ron was calling him out on that. And he felt like, well, I'm giving them their space. And he's like, well, how did that work the first time?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's not the move.
You're supposed to fight for that. You're supposed to be like, get out of here. Like, I'm here for my daughter.
That's why I said, like, the first time when he went to the veterans home, it's like, why did you just leave just because Sarah said get out? Like, she doesn't pay your rent. Yeah.
He's traumatized, though. Also, I love the way he cleaned things up with Katy.
Yeah.
Saying like, you are the reason, I'm losing my leg. You're like redemption for that. Like you gave everything a reason for happening, and like to sacrifice all of that to get to know you was so worth it, and everything it was meant to be. And I was like, good move, Dad.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I agree. Did you guys notice also, this is kind of going back to Katy's situation, like it kind of went back to the first episode where Katy put up that heart on the fence, and my interpretation of it was just like just love just going everywhere, even through like a bunch of craziness happening,
or like love filling the gap, love filling the broken place.
And I'm like over here like about to get emotional because then it popped in my head. No, because then it popped in my head that like Patricia, while she was in the waiting room, she was crocheting.
Yeah.
And she taught Katy how to crochet. So like,
and
it's
then
like a full circle.
like everyone came together in the hospital for Katy. You know, the girl who crocheted that heart in the first place. So like you said, it was full circle.
Yeah.
With the exception.
That was dope.
It was like it's the village, and even though it's like it's the name of the apartment complex, it goes back to that whole like saying that old like it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So everybody coming together, like Katy's having the baby.
They did
like
a good job.
They all
They did. That's why I'm like, y'all don't think they're gonna get a second season?
They've got to.
They will.
Like Mion was like, she's telling everybody, listen, write, email, tweet at NBC, like let them know you're watching.
Good TV that the family can watch together. It was
Stream
a great
the show again, binge watch it so that they see the viewership. So because I want to see this come back.
I'm just so interested to see where it's really gonna go now, because now she possibly is gonna have a child with special needs, and I'm like, Katy is a martyr for Katy is a martyr for like going through stuff. Like she caught all the L's this season, all of them, which were blessings. But I'm just saying, sister girl had a hard time this season.
Who, Katy?
Yeah, and so now we have to see her proceed, possibly trying to take care of a child with special needs.
You know what? I think all those L's that she got, those are just gonna make her stronger as a mom.
I mean, of course.
Because she was starting to get there, like when the baby wasn't breathing, and she's just, yelling at the baby, breathe, like fight, like you hear me, you know what I mean? Like you got this, and doing all that, and then like she didn't even really flinch when Sarah told her like the baby wasn't breathing. Right. You know what I mean? There may be some complications, and she's like, we got this.
And kudos to the actor who plays her. She did amazing. The birthing scene. Oh my god! Oh yeah, like I was very felt intense. Her pain. Like it was. She did an amazing job.
Yeah, that was very intense.
Can we talk about awesome Liam?
Yeah, Liam, little baby daddy.
I was like, because when they looked at him like, okay, are you related? Because you can't, you have to leave her here basically if you're not in any relation. He's like, I'm the father.
This little angel of a 19-year-old,
right? Yes, but that goes back to but Kennedy mentioned like, so was anyone gonna call the baby's father like the real father?
That. I was like, so does the dad exist?
Forgot about that.
Does he even? They just forgot about him.
Well, at the same time, I feel like, well, you didn't really want a part of this, so maybe why should we call you? I don't know. It's like he is still the father. I don't. Maybe we're going back to how Sarah and Nick started off, where it's like, she didn't give him that option.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel like, but at least with this situation, the difference with Katy and the father of her child is he knows.
Yeah.
And he chose to kind of like back off and let his parents even, kind of be like, oh, they'll take care of the baby financially. And he still gets to go and live his life, go to college or whatever, and doesn't have to have that responsibility. So
it was a split second where I thought Katy was going to die.
Same.
Really?
Like complications
I didn't
from
get
birth
that.
thing.
It was just the way she kind of, at one moment, the way she kind of laid back in the bed. Like
after she first had the baby, she was like.
I got nervous.
Looked like she was about to like black out. But I guess it was just her acting.
Yeah.
Skills.
She did good.
Yeah.
Oh, Meow knows everything because she kind of gave an explanation on the Christmas episode because this was supposed to air in the fall, but then it was moved to mid-season.
Oh,
so that's why that happened. Like this was supposed to be more of a start in the fall, but started a little bit later.
And
Thank
so they had already filmed everything.
Right.
Okay.
So it makes sense now because we were watching this Christmas episode like
it
it
just feels
hot outside. It just doesn't click. It doesn't. Right. I'm not getting the feels of the Christmas vibe that I probably would have at that time.
Right.
So it just felt a little weird, a little awkward. So thank you for that info. But yeah, but I like when Katy, when she was okay with Nick. And I think it was kind of crazy for me when Nick was the one that was there for her first, because he was the one that answered the phone. Because then she called Patricia, and Patricia was like, about to go to the roof, and then she just happened to stop in Nick's room because his door was open, and it was just kind of crazy to me that like Nick was the one that was going to be there for her initially, even though he didn't go to the room right away, but he was there. He took Patricia to the hospital, kept calling Sarah to make sure she was there, but I just thought that was kind of somewhat symbolic that, even though they were having their fights and Sarah, Kate, I'm doing it too. Katy didn't want to talk to him at the moment.
Yeah.
But he showed up and he was there this time. Yeah. You know what I mean? May not have been there for her birth, but he showed up and was there for his grandson's birth.
Right. And I think having that baby, like, I'm sure whenever someone has a baby, like, you see that little person in your arms and you're just like, this is a miracle, and just your whole like persona on everything changes pretty much. And so I think that's when she was like, you know what, he's trying, he wants to be a part of my life. I should give him a chance.
Yeah. And back to what you were saying, like how he kind of redeemed himself, talking about like his friends and things he went through, and like that loss, like being with her, like basically it was like the fact that he was kind of, I guess, chosen to still be alive. Was like she was the reason, like I get to still be here for you and take care of you. And he's telling her that, kind of the story about the best friend, and she asked the name. And as soon as she asked what his name was, I felt like she's going to name the baby. I was like, I knew she was going to name the baby after the dad's best friend, after Nick's best friend. And I thought that was sweet, too.
That was
real
cool.
sweet.
Yeah.
That was sweet.
And again, she didn't have to like go out of her way to do that. So that's telling you that, she's willing to accept him and let him in her and her baby's life. Because she feels like it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. And when she told him, like, you want to meet him and hold him, and poor thing, he's like, he didn't know how.
Yeah.
She's like, you just hold him, put him against your skin so he knows he's yours.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was
so
moment.
special.
She said it feels good having a dad. I was just like, girl. It was so emotional and real.
I love how they did this finale.
Yeah.
Like we said, like, and I mean, like, that happens. Like we said, you have a few slower episodes, and I think usually in other series you don't feel it that much about those filler episodes because the episodes are longer. We normally get more than 10, so you're like okay sometimes with those filler episodes. But then when it's short like that, like only 10, you're like, pick it up, guys. But it was okay. Yeah. That was a huge one.
With him.
And I almost forgot who he was. He popped up, and I was like, who is that? Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, look at son.
Yes.
Look at Junior.
That just goes to show, like, Patricia is like, she really takes care of everyone because she called him one last time, like, please. And it kind of goes to her feeling like she's feeling weird about this surgery.
Yeah.
So like, please, like I can't leave him alone. You know what I mean?
I just love how she genuinely cares about everyone else other than herself. You know, she would rather see everyone make it if that means she wouldn't have to make it.
What is that? It's just selflessness.
Yeah, complete selflessness, that you would sacrifice yourself for other people. And so Kennedy said, good thing she didn't sign the papers. Yeah, because she wouldn't have, Katy, because she wouldn't have been able to back out of it. Maybe, possibly, like, but you would have to get lawyers involved and everything like that. It would have been tough. So it was a good thing that she didn't sign the papers, that she got a little bit, you know, weary about the whole thing. Like, I can't have any, you know, visitation or rights or anything to him. Like, so she needed a moment to think about it. So it was good that she didn't sign those papers, because, that would have been really messy.
Yeah. And I was on the fence, because I had no idea whether she was gonna keep it or whether she was gonna give it up for adoption. So it's gonna be cool to see, you know, how she handles being a mom.
Yeah, I think she's gonna do a really good job. I think, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna be hard for her, but like we said, like the things that she went through with her mom, the fact that like they got through it together. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then like she's in the village. You know, she has the help, she has support.
Has an amazing support system.
And I really don't think Liam is really going anywhere. Like, I think he would still be there. Like he said, like she was like, wait, did you mean what you said? And he was like, I'm still here, aren't I?
All right, so I love that Liam is a good guy. I love it. But does he seem too perfect, though?
Yes, he does.
Yes, but it's TV, so I love it. I don't care.
It's like, what? Who are you?
I don't even want to.
Who are you?
Right?
19-year-old artist who's successful, who throws these, like, what do they call art showings at the galleries.
I don't even want to
like making money.
That there's a possibility, like, is something wrong with him or something.
He has an amazing place in New York City where I'm sure it's like super expensive.
Is he like a prince on the law?
Maybe. This is a real life fairy tale. I'm living in the fairy tale.
Are we gonna find out that he's like a rich royal English kid? And then the baby, and he takes
the writers are writing it now.
Right. Yeah, like, that's a good idea.
I want my cut.
Give her credit.
I want it. No, but what are we gonna find out?
Man. Okay, because I want us to dig into like predictions, because I feel like we have a lot of thoughts. So before we get into predictions, though, let's do The Village moment. I like that. So once again, if you guys are just joining us or don't know, the Village moment is just when we do our favorite quote or moment from the episode. So anyone want to go first?
Man, how can you pick?
Right?
Can you pick?
There were a lot. One was just everyone coming together for Katy. Like I said before, it was just like a full circle for the first episode, and everyone just making sure that she's okay, even though that they're dealing with their own stuff. You know, Pops and him getting married, Ben and him being sad about Ava leaving.
That's true.
You know, they all
Patricia,
her with her surgery. You know, they all have things that they have to worry about, and they just dropped it for Katy, because Katy is family to them, and family sticks together.
Girl.
Yeah.
I know. I guess just them all being at the hospital together for that moment. Patricia praying for Katy, putting her before herself, and you know, Nick being able to experience holding like a newborn baby that's his kin, that's like his grandbaby, and he missed that moment with Katy, and it's just it's so much.
Mine is
Sarah's still finding a little bit of love, but I'm Team Nick. Pops getting engaged, Pops making up with his roommate. It was just so much goodness.
My moment was Katy and Sarah, when Katy was asking Sarah, like, how did she do this alone? And she was like, I wasn't alone, I had you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
I was like,
right? Like, man, I need tissue.
Yes.
You know, because at first when you're watching it, you have the one little tear, and you can just, you know.
Yes.
But that one was like, okay, I had to take my glasses off. And that one, like, all right, okay, guys.
Yeah, it got me a couple of times tonight. Like
that was my favorite moment.
For sure.
Oh see if anybody has some village moments in here. But okay, let's get into predictions.
I mean, where can it go from here?
AfterBuzz TV
It would have to get
predictions.
extremely dramatic.
It does. I think we do need more drama. Not necessarily like something that's totally salacious, but we need some more drama.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't mind two love triangles. So between Ava, Ben, and his wife, and then Sarah, Nick, and this new guy.
Yeah.
Because I kind of like him. I like the baker, but I don't know. They didn't really mesh well. Their chemistry wasn't really there,
all about the
right?
baker, too.
They didn't have
All about him.
Yeah, they didn't have good chemistry. But I feel like this guy and Sarah, they have good chemistry.
Yeah.
So I actually want to see like some friction between them. You know, her actually liking him and wanting to be with him, but also kind of wanting to be with Nick.
I need Liam to be British royalty. I need him to be British royalty on the low. That's why he can afford to be in the States doing art.
Yeah.
And him to just be Katy's Prince Charming.
Yes.
And sweep her off her feet. And that's what I want to happen.
I need something to happen with Liam because he's too perfect. Like
He's too
he needs
perfect.
to have some type of secret. He can't
He
be
is
this
Mr.
too
Perfect.
perfect guy.
You're like how we are with Ava. You're that way with Ben.
No, but
yeah.
I like him though.
Ava.
Yeah,
I like
yeah,
him.
but you're like
He's
something's
Ava.
got to be wrong. Or we're like, nope, nothing's wrong.
nothing's wrong
He's
with him. He's
either a
fine.
prince.
He's a prince. Something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something.
I don't know. I hope.
How is he in New York with a fly apartment? Have we explained this
Right.
yet?
No.
And
He's
then
selling that much art.
No, I don't think so. And the connections he
know.
has,
He's British
like
royalty. British
yep,
royalty.
he's a prince.
That's gonna be
He's a prince.
hilarious if that's true.
And then
That's
if
gonna
the
be so funny.
baby turns out to be special needs, he will be able to help Katy financially as well.
Yeah.
And he will actually stay. I don't think he's gonna bail. Like that will be too hard for me. He is pretty young, but he has this old soul about him.
Yeah.
Where
He's
like,
gonna be
he'd
like
stick it out.
an heir to like the Hilton.
Right.
The
Something.
Hilton.
And you know what? If that is true,
He's
that
like an
will
heir to like
create
some
a lot of
sickening
drama
money.
between Katy and him because with royals, like they want, things to happen a specific way. So they may say, oh, you need to get married or you need to move here or I don't know.
Yeah.
I need like some type of drama.
Maybe he wants her to move back to the States with him. Maybe he has to go back to England or back to Great Britain, wherever he's from, Europe.
No.
And
He's gonna stay in the States and take care
maybe
of the
he has
baby.
to.
That's
He
what I
wants to
want.
whisk her away with him.
They could go for like a few months and then like end up coming
Maybe he
back. But they
wants her
could
to
go for a few
move.
months and then Sarah once again is all like, oh, my
Yeah.
baby. She's leaving me and everything. And
What do you think's gonna happen to Patricia? I think she's gonna make it, but I'm just trying to think like what's her storyline gonna be now that she's like clear of because it's to
Yeah.
get rid of the cancer, right? The surgery,
Right,
yeah. So
right.
what's her storyline gonna be now?
Yeah, like how does it turn up? So maybe something with Ron has to happen.
yeah, because there were a few times where I felt like, Ron, are you okay? If you have, he seemed slow. He seemed like grabbing his chest, and he is worried about Patricia. But there were a few moments where I was kind of just feeling like, is he okay? So maybe it could flip, and like Patricia
Oh.
comes through. Maybe the stress
Got to
of
Ron.
worrying about Patricia, it gets to him.
It's to him. That's a good prediction.
Like, because they'll still be in the hospital, hopefully, when they come back with season 2. And maybe he has, like, a heart attack or something.
Wouldn't that be
I don't want him to
awful?
die. I don't want him to die, though.
Yeah.
But, like, he has a heart attack or something, or maybe even, like, a stroke. And then she kind of has to be more of a caregiver to him as well.
See, the reason why I don't want, I don't. I'm sorry. I jumped straight to Nick and Sarah. I don't know. Because something about it. I don't want the writers to make the mistake of wearing out the fact that those two can't date on again, off again. I don't want them to wear that out to the point that we aren't excited about seeing them messing around anymore.
Yeah,
I want to see
that's
something dramatic happen between them. Like maybe she gets pregnant again. Like
I was
that
thinking
dramatic.
that. I was
I
thinking
want it
that.
to be that dramatic.
So I was thinking that while I was watching it, right?
I don't want
her
to
to
keep
get
seeing her date guys in between.
But no.
him,
I want it to be.
Out.
I want it to be kind of serious with the new guy, but then her and Nick have a little something too, right? There's a triangle. Then she gets pregnant. She doesn't really know who the dad is, and they have to wait until the baby is born because it's like, yeah, you can kind of test things out now with new technology, but she's older. You know what I mean? So she'll be high risk.
And their
so you're gonna want to wait.
And their kids are gonna be siblings. Like their kids are gonna all low key be damn near like siblings.
Because they're close in age.
Yeah,
I was like, huh? Yeah.
And they'll be like moms together.
Yeah.
And then the whole village will be helping them raise these two kids.
I hope
but
they
it'll
don't
be
do
like,
that,
who's
though.
baby?
I hope they do it.
Do it.
Get dramatic.
We already went through a pregnancy.
Get dramatic.
We don't need another one.
So this one, the
dramatic.
pregnancy will be. It won't be an issue with the pregnancy. The thing will be.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Who is the daddy? And Nick has to go through this again. That is the storyline for you guys. NBC, I hope you guys are watching. We would like our cuts.
I guarantee you they're taking notes right now.
I hope they are, because that'll be a good season too.
Because Nick didn't know if it was his baby when it was Katy.
Right?
So it just brings it like full circle. Like, how could you do this to me again, Sarah?
Yes, Jennifer, she just popped in the chat. She's like, we need Liam to be great. We agree with you, Jennifer. We need him to be great.
We do. We need him to be spectacular.
Right?
I'm not saying I want him to be like a deadbeat guy.
No,
I just
know, but you want an issue. We don't have time for any issues.
Only issue is what continent are we going to stay on?
Exactly.
Are we staying here? Are we going across the pond?
Exactly.
What are we doing?
That's all.
It.
Well,
we need guys like him to exist in some realm of the universe, be it television.
So I can keep hope alive for myself, okay?
Liam keeps hope alive, okay?
Like, good guys exist.
Yes.
Okay. Any final predictions or thoughts? We kind of went through a lot, but any like final to leave off on for hope and
Gwendolyn, Pop's gonna move in with Gwendolyn.
Yeah.
Ava's
gonna come back, obviously. I think she's gonna come back.
Gwendolyn is gonna hang out at the bar with Pops a lot more, and maybe she'll bring cannolis and stuff.
Yeah. They're going to be cute.
They're going to be cute. We'll get to see what happens with them.
Yeah. Well, guys, like we said, stream this, binge watch again, so the viewership, hold on.
They're going to make edibles.
Wait, what?
They're going to make edibles next season. Because Gwendolyn, because he does weed and stuff and cannabis.
Yeah.
And she does bacon and stuff. They're going to be eating edibles. They're going to have an edible season. Because they had edibles.
They did do that already. That's going to be cute.
They're going to have edible business.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's my prediction for Gwendolyn and Pops.
All right. Well, like I was saying, stream. So NBC sees the viewership. Tweet. Let them know that we want a season 2 for this show, because we want to come back and talk to the show, talk to you guys about this show. We see that you guys are in the chat and you want to talk about it as well. So make sure you do that. But until next time, hopefully there is a next time and we can talk about this. Once again, I am your host, El Marie. You guys can find me on Instagram and on Twitter at lmarietv.
And I'm Carmen. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at king_karma_.
And I am Benny Adams. You can find me on all social media at bennyjadams.
Bye, guys.
It's been fun, guys. Later.
Hit up NBC.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.